The idea of motion capture and covering real footage with fictional imagery can be attributed to the animator Max Fleischer in the year 1919, who created rotoscoping. He would take a pre-recorded or an unmoving drawn environment and put a drawn character that can interact with the background. These interactions are created by drawing a character in different positions in every frame, simulating movement. This rotoscoping was used to create early cartoons like Popeye, Betty Boop, and occasionally Mickey Mouse.
After cartoons came rotoscoping's usage in movies. The first movie-length rotoscoped cartoon was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. When it was shown to be commercially successful, it had its popularity seep into the world of live action. One of the earliest uses of rotoscoping in feature films was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, which used animated birds moving frame by frame to simulate them attacking the characters on screen. After The Birds came one of the most popular examples of rotoscoping ever made, the lightsaber. In the Star Wars original trilogy, the source of the lightsaber was animated over the real-world hilt, creating a mind-blowing effect for the audience.
After the release of the original trilogy, the world became obsessed with the way effects could be brought on screen from rotoscoping and computers alike. Luckily, in the 1980s, we were now able to track the flexing and extension of the limbs through an invention called the potentiometer. The potentiometer was used by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology to develop a more complicated system using LED lights and cameras designed to track and record one's movement. Over the years, motion capture mostly fizzled out until its rediscovering in the late 90s. The film Sinbad, The Veil of Mist, while a commercial failure, was the first animated movie to mostly use motion capture for its characters. An infamous step in live-action motion capture was the inclusion of Jar Jar Binks in 1999's Star Wars The Phantom Menace. While the character might not have been received well, it was the beginning of an era of fully digital main characters.
While the quality of digital main characters has increased, the overall premise has stayed the same. The same cannot be said in the world of video games. Starting with 1994's Virtua Fighter 2, motion capture slowly transformed from a way to assist developers and animators to becoming its own art form. Due to the technology developing alongside computers and programming, they have both improved together in many ways. In the past, things like having many characters on screen was next to impossible due to hardware limitations. But in the modern world, we have found ways to overcome these challenges, making the displaying of multiple performance artists on screen the new norm. Newer facial capture can even show wrinkles and detect the slightest movements in an actor's face, letting the players understand body language and emotion. As motion capture improves, it should become more realistic and indistinguishable from real movement. But until then, we can only work on making what seems fake, real.